Hi, my name is Timothy McGonigle, and I'm the managing attorney here at the law offices of Timothy D. McGonigle. Over the last week, we have been receiving calls from victims of the recent California wildfires requesting help understanding the additional living expense provisions in homeowners policies. Additional living expense coverages in insurance policies refers to the coverage provided under homeowners policies, renters policies, or condominium insurance policies for the extra cost of living incurred when your home becomes uninhabitable due to the recent wildfires. These additional living expense provisions in insurance policies are specifically intended to help you maintain your standard of living during repairs or reconstruction of your home. These additional living expense provisions typically will reimburse you for expenses, which I would put in 5 buckets. Number 1, temporary housing costs. Those include rent, hotel stays, or other temporary accommodation expenses. 2, increased food expenses. The difference between what you usually spend on meals and the higher cost of eating out or takeout while you're displaced. Number 3, transportation costs. Extra mileage incurred commuting if you're living further from work or school than you were before you were displaced. Number 4, storage fees. Fees you incur for storing any of your personal belongings while you're displaced. And number 5, utility fees that you pay as a result of having temporary housing. Some insurance policies do not have a time period over which the additional living expenses must be paid, while other policies have deadlines. If you do have time limits, the good news is California law permits you to request that the insurance company extend the time under which your additional living expense benefits are paid. Additional living expenses are available to you for at least 24 months from the inception of the loss while your home is being repaired or rebuilt. With the amount of toxic particles in soils at homes, there is real concern that the time period to clean up the soil and then repair or rebuild will take longer than 24 months. Your insurance company is required by law to grant you an extension of your benefits for up to 12 additional months for a total of 36 months. You should also know that if you are acting in good faith and with diligence to repair your home, and you encounter a delay or delays in the reconstruction process that are a result of circumstances beyond your control, you are entitled to ask your insurance company for additional extensions of 6 months at a time. Circumstances beyond your control include unavoidable construction permit delays, lack of necessary construction materials, and the lack of available contractors to perform the work. It is therefore important that you stay in touch with your insurance agent and keep them updated on your progress of repairs. If you do encounter delays, then ask your insurance agent for extensions of the additional living expense period. Document those discussions in writing by sending the agent a simple confirming email of your discussion. Additional living expense coverage is subject to specific limits, which are outlined in your policy. Those limits are usually defined with either a dollar amount or a percentage of your home's insured value. It is a good idea to read your insurance policy and speak to your agent so you know exactly how much additional living expense money you have. You need to be careful not to exhaust all of your additional living expenses before you've repaired and returned to your home. Make sure you pencil out how much monthly living expenses you will need before you will be able to move back into your home. You do not want to run out of the additional living expense monies before you are able to move back in your home. It would simply be too stressful. Speak to your building contractor or repair folks who will give you a pretty good idea of the time that will be required to repair your property. You may also need to adjust that time period from time to time depending on whether your contractor encounters any delays. Insurance companies often require documentation of expenses to continue paying additional living expense payments. I would recommend that you purchase a notebook and keep track of all your expenses in your notebook as you incur them. Also, save your receipts in the notebook. Find out from your insurance agent how often you will need to submit your expenses to the company. Having everything in your notebook in an organized fashion will make the process easier and less stressful for you. It is also important for you to speak to an experienced attorney to determine if you have a claim against any third party that may have been responsible for the wildfire. Oftentimes, insurance does not fully compensate victims for their damages. If you do have a claim against a third party, you have a better chance of being fully compensated for your losses and being made whole. We all know these are stressful times, and it is important that we all help each other navigate to recover from the losses caused by the wildfires. We at McGonigle Law pride ourselves in working with clients to obtain full compensation for them. We have 40 plus years experience helping victims recover compensation that they deserve. We also have substantial experience handling not only insurance claims, but wildfire claims against third parties. We handle every aspect of your legal matter, whether it is an insurance dispute, personal injury, or holding the responsible parties accountable, so you can focus on rebuilding your life. If you need help, call us for a free confidential consultation at 1-800-713-5260 or visit us at McGonigleLaw.com. We are here to help.